Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich. We are managing a situation. Implementing a sublime federation. Seems pretty sublime to me. Alright, frontrunner agenda, whatever. I literally don't know what that is. It's probably like something. There you go, armed neutrality. I see. Haha! Cool. Got it. That's what that does. Man, the Ottoman stuff is cool. So there's reasons to not want... Austria wins World Cup. Cool. Congratulations. Frickin' Basra, man. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, whatever. Society for Eradicating Illiteracy, Discontent at the slow rate which the Baghdadi Walis are implementing education reforms in their corner of the sublime state. A group of relatively young Arabs has taken part in the task on them. The Jamiat al-Sayyil Mukafat al-Umya, or the Society for Eradicating Illiteracy, was founded 4 years ago and has since dedicated itself to educating the poor and illiterate of the Iraqi countryside, basing themselves on Russian systems. Their main activities consist of rallying Frenchly educated teachers and other graduates to set up mobile schools and spread their knowledge. Tightly linked to the political group, Jamalat al-Ahlai. It also serves as a hotbed for social democratic thought, pays lip service to the opposition newspaper, al-Ahlai of Kamil al-Chadrishi, Muhammad Abid al-Fatah Ibrahim, and Abd al-Qadir Ismail. Great initiative. Okay. Cool. Alright. It's a cycle, not change. Look at that. Look at that construction speed. We really need to, like, go to limited conscription, I think is what I'm learning. How are things going in Jerusalem? Oh, bad. How are we doing on guns? Still not enough. Stop that. Okay, the war continues. Alright. Swagular. Give me a radio. And, I don't know, man. Better engines? Sure. Basic medium tank. Wait. Oh, nice. We have basic in here. All right, we're good. Yeah, we got the one-man turret. Welded armor. I think Boogie is probably fine. Yeah. Oh, reliability is so bad. No, I can't. It has to be torsion. Pretty bad. I don't even know if that's worth it. Dude, sloped armor increases the cost so much. I feel like literally nothing is probably fine. I mean, sure. I don't have the resources for that. Central American Confederation is apparently a wonderful development. Oh, because it's liberal and democratic, and we are that thing. Alright, cool, good to know. Oh, liberals. Alright. Founding the Arab Organization for Education and Development. Building on the loosened restrictions imposed on education curricula with the timid acceptance of the government for various ethnic and linguistic groups in the empire to preserve their own cultures under the umbrella of Ottomanism, a variety of Arab intellectuals announced the creation of the AOED this week in Beirut. The city, already serving as a modern capital of the Arab community in our empire, lies closely to now Lebanon, wherein the founders of the organization will extend an olive branch to the Maronites. Starting with limited resources, the network has opened its first schools in Beirut, Jerusalem, Haifa, and Aleppo, with hopes to extend this further into Greater Syria and Iraq. Furthermore, there are also talks with the government to offer more Arab courses and subjects in the University of Damascus and Beirut, but the Central Ministry for Education has so far not promised anything. Many Iraqi teachers and notables have further embraced the ideas behind the organization, but fear of further Syrian dominance in the Mashriq have caused many to prefer creating a similar organization that unite with Beirut, a most joyous occasion. Cool. Good for them. Alright, Baghdad is becoming a problem. I don't want to get more... We're already maxed on Arab nationalists. Is there a way to lose Arab nationalists? No. Well, we just have so many ways to gain Arab nationalists. I'm just going to lose the tax burden here. Because I don't want to have to deal with it. Same thing here. Reversing secularization. Though the ideas of the HIF and Prince Sabatine in particular are not of sectarian nature, the fears of the OHF seems to be coming true, as the increased participation of lower classes in Ottoman politics has left the state particularly vulnerable to the steady rise of the Islamist flank, supported by the powerful Sufi orders, such as the Naqshbandi. The clique around the Shakib Arslan has seen its power in Ottoman parliament grow tremendously, to great concern of the non-Sunni groups. Whilst the presence of religion in politics is not directly a cause for concern, this was also envisioned by Sabatine. Various minority groups are fearful that Arslan is going to rise a wave of Sunni populism, dismantle the system we've so painstakingly built up, most concerning. Most concerning indeed. The ambassador crisis. Hopefully it will be resolved. Probably not, but you know. Okay. The invasion of KHASAB. Townsmen and the otherwise quiet KHASAB have awakened the presence of Iranian detachment on their shores this morning in yet another move of mounting tensions in the Arab Gulf. The government of Tehran has seemingly unilaterally taken control of the entire Strait of Hormuz. The occupation has been without bloodshed, being seemingly led from the Iranian cruiser Sahand, where shortly after 6 a.m., a group of 5 lifeboats were disembarked and sent towards the harbor of KHASAB. After a short kerfuffle with the small Muscati garrison in KHASAB Castle, the Muscatis surrendered, and the Iranian flag was hoisted on the battlements to signify the new ruler of the peninsula. This blatant act of aggression, which has cut of our dominions, the Gulf, from their traditional partner in India, has caused great consternation in Basra and Baghdad, where officials are demanding an immediate response to the threat, showcasing the strength of the Ottoman fleet, and giving the Iranians a warning they soon won't forget. Alright, set sail for KHASAB. I love how high our stability is. Ha ha ha. Iran abandons Musandam Peninsula. Does KHASAB have much in terms of, like, value besides, like, controlling the strait? No, it has no value whatsoever. Seemingly scared off by the Ottoman fleet, the Iranians packed up their bags in KHASAB and returned to the Sahand. With the Iranian professor moved in the peninsula, the question remains as to its future. The Sultan of Muscat has proven utterly incapable of defending against even the smallest of armies, but with the rising importance of the Hormuz Strait in the global economy, being the vein that connects the Iraqi and Bahraini oil to the world, some have asked themselves whether it wouldn't be better for our security if a permanent Ottoman garrison is established in the peninsula. I would love more war support. I actually don't think this matters very much. But it will reduce Abu Dhabi and Bahrain. I think I'm fine with taking it. Necessitates a strong Ottoman presence. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. Look at that. I would love to decrease unrest. That would be awesome. Stability of the realm. It's bad. It seems good. It seems bad. Seems like the stability could be better. Navy lowest, Army highest. No, air lowest. Navy highest, Army highest, Navy medium. Sublime Federation! Organization of the Armed Forces, the decentralization of the empire well underway. The question has arisen what to do with what should befall the Ottoman army. Turkish decentralists firmly oppose dividing it into smaller parts because they claim it would reduce its striking potential and complicate affairs in times of war. Boy, it sure would. Furthermore, it would lead to different training standards, linguistic differences between various regiments, and possibly even the creation of a warlord-esque situation should one of the constituent sides had enough of Ottoman rule. Arab decentralists, on the other hand, complain about the strongly Turkified upper crust of the officer corps and the inability of Arab soldiers to serve solely in Arab provinces under Arab commanders. I don't want that. Furthermore, they are afraid that should the army remain a centralized affair, the Turks would be able to use it to repress civilian discontent with the government, and that a powerful Turkish general, such as Fevzi Pasha, could use it to enforce a military dictatorship and revert changes made. Yeah, it's vital that the army remain intact. Listen, man, I'm a decentralist, but, like, don't decentralize the army is one of those policies that I think I'm pretty insistent on. I'm not actually a decentralist, but I'm sympathetic to regionalism, especially in this context. Given that you're trying to democratize an empire, there's a degree to which you kind of just have to do that. Gives a research slot. That's cool. I think we probably want to go Sublime Porte, Intervention in the Middle East. But we probably don't want to secure the Persian Gulf, necessarily. We'll see. Alright. Whatever this economic nonsense is it's clearly not a good idea, so we're not going to do it. Anyways, we're going to renovate the Sublime Porte. Fix up the broken buildings. Not a bad idea. $38. Feel like there might be value in getting better AT. We're gonna train these guys up. Intervention in the Middle East would replace volunteer only with limited conscription, which is good. So I think we're gonna boost civilian economy to like real economy. Maybe, we'll see. Agricultural economist actually seems decent in the long term. More political power, more good, actually. And that war penalty stability modifier will be nice in the medium term, once we actually get into war. More research extraction, probably good to do. Nice, we have a positive everything except for support equipment, which we need, I think, probably more of. Like a lot more of. Alright, we're gonna... Oh, how close are we to getting, like, decent engines? 43 days? I mean, we'll just wait then, whatever. Alright, we are getting close to... Curses. Idris returned to the throne. Exiled Prince of the Senussi Order, Idris I has returned from his self-imposed exile in Cairo. His neighbor, Ibrahim ibn Ahmad al-Sharif, has been forced to resign, and all remaining Ottoman observers have been kicked out of Cyrenaica. Their new leader has decided to move his capital closer to the Egyptian border, a clear sign of his anti-Ottoman ambitions. The city of Gerabub, which was transferred to Cyrenaica at the end of the war, now has been decreed the official capital of Cyrenaica. The spiritual center of the order, which is home to its main educational facilities and is forbidden to all non-Muslims, lies deeper than the desert, and will make it especially hard for any Ottoman intervention to occur. We should bide our time.
Emriniz var mı? Emirleriniz için hazırım. Beni dikkatle dinleyin.
Seems dangerous.
Emredersiniz efendim.
I'm going to transfer over a force to there, I think. I do not like this. do not like this. I'm just gonna fort up over here.
Beni dikkatle dinleyin.
Okay. Alright, Serbian Chetniks are gonna fight with the Bulgarians. Okay. You know, they're doing their best. Alright, Hunan is annexed. Alright, League of Southern Provinces are aligned with the Qing, who are aligned with the Germans. Great. Whatever. I'll take it. The Gominjun. We'll see how it goes, Minjun.
Efendim?
What a bunch of bogus. Alright. Arabs demand more representation in the armed forces. Launched by a group of Syrian and Iraqi officers, campaign was organized to demand more Arab representation in the upper levels of the military, currently almost solely inhabited by Turks, many of which are from the Balkans. The Arabs demand more equal representation in more general positions for Arab officers. Furthermore, they demand that the Musirs of Syrian, Hijazi, and Iraqi armies always be Arab, and the actions are scrutinized more carefully by the provincial assemblies. That, sure, I'll take it. That seems like a fine fighter. It is what it is. I'll do it. How are we doing on supplies? I'll take some German German nonsense. Yeah, we're looking at 50s. This will bring us to 150s. That's good. I'll take it. We should probably go to early mobilization. Interventionism in the Middle East. Anyways. Bruh. Sheikh Mahmud Barzinji in talks with Iran. Leader of two failed attempts in Sulaymaniyah to carve out a Kurdish kingdom, the infamous Sheikh Mahmud has been seen in contact once again with representatives of the Iranian government, according to our spies. Prominent Quadri, the Sheikh, and had the other Kurds to thank for most of his failures, as their unwillingness to subordinate themselves to the Sheikh would be their downfall. Ottoman officials in Iraq were quick to exploit their differences, and by utilizing Kurdish forces opposed to him, such as the powerful Jaf, he was forced to flee across the border to Iran. Attempts by the Iranian government to supply troops and send them back into Sulaymaniyah to cause havoc at the Ottoman periphery had become less and less successful, as even his closest supporters started to believe the window had closed. Furthermore, the Turks have countered the subterfuge with Kurdish pawns of their own. Simki the Kurd, a famous warlord of Iranian Kurdistan, feared by many, an Assyrian for his excessive cruelty near Lake Urmia during the closing stages of the Welt Creek, had found his benefactor in the Ottoman government. Sometimes even going as far as fighting under a Turkish flag, this warlord caused great havoc and successfully defeated the Iranian army. Nonetheless, reinforcements from Tehran would ultimately prove his demise, as he was, just like his colleague in further south, driven across the border. This back and forth game between the two powers came to an end in 1927 when the administration of Mustafa Kemal and the Iranian Shah concluded the Sadabad Pact. Both sides would, from now on, stop fostering Kurdish dissent on the other side of the border, as the danger of awakening Kurdish nationalism is regarded as detrimental to the interests of both sides. A few low-level troublemakers were exchanged a symbolic gesture, while both sides also confirmed the 1913 Ottoman-Iranian border. What game are the Iranians playing? I mean, I think they're manufacturing a pretext for a war, my dude. Alright. Rashidi Prince pleads for assistance with the powerful Al-Suban family taking control of the former Rashidi Emirate. Many former princes in the House of Rashid have fled to the Ottoman Hejaz or Shamari sister tribes in Iraq and Syria as they licked their wounds, having to suffer the most humiliating blow in their history, and that so shortly after the victory over Ibn Saud. A plan has taken form between Prince Abdullah Ibn Mitab ibn Abd al-Aziz al-Rashid and the Ottoman authorities in Medina, since the Caliph has refused to acknowledge this Subani pretender in the office of Wali of Hayil and Najd. He has thus branded the Subani rule over the city as illegal and a rebellion against his divine rule. There's little appetite to send a fully armed Ottoman battalion into the Arabian interior. I mean, maybe not for you. Talks with the minister cabinet in cooperation with Wali and Jeddah have come to the conclusion that limited support for a dethroned Rashidi prince is within the realm of possibility. The prince, together with a group of loyalists, would be responsible for retaking control of his throne, but fresh camels, a sizable loan paid in gold, and some rifles from the Ottoman 6th Army could be provided to the Turks. In return for this support, cabinet, however, has imposed on the prince that he relinquish his claims in Al-Hassa Strip after being restored to the throne, hand over control of the administration in Basra. I mean, sure, whatever. I'm not exactly, like, freaking my gate here. Alright, seems like we are properly beefed up. Middle Europa vote. When is this? March of 1939. Man, everything takes forever to make. Industrial advisors. Don't need that. Support for industrial projects. Yeah. I assume we won't go with that, but I am going to vote for that. Alright, Zili Fangtian War. It is what it is. Alright, I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.